Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Selfish Therapy. If this is your first time, welcome aboard. On this channel, we talk about any and everything self-therapy. So if you're not ready to do the work, this may not be the channel for you. Thank you again to my return viewers. I appreciate you guys so much. And do not forget, if you like the content I'm putting out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification bell to be notified for new posts. All right, with that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. So guys, we're just gonna dive right into the video. Today, I wanted to share with you 10 signs, or what would be considered red flags, to know when somebody is not necessarily interested in committing to you. Maybe not the way that you want to, right? This video will not be a very long one. However, I wanted to keep it very focused on those 10 things to look out for, but I also wanted to add, also will be adding some biblical truths that I found were supportive of 10 things that I'm going to mention. So guys, so the first one the first one we're gonna dive into is the lack of clear intentions. One of the things that I have noticed, and I'll say guy a lot because, you know, I'm talking from a lot of my own experiences, but these also go for either or, right? So please make sure that's you take note of that. I've learned that if you are dating somebody and there is no clarity around where it is going, that is not somebody that's interested in committing to you. This person doesn't talk about anything concerning your future, what the expectation is, you know, and if they avoid discussing or talking about anything long-term with you, anything sustainable with you, they try to dance around the topic, or they try to give you very vague responses. That's a clear sign, a clear red flag. This is not a person that is truly ready to commit to you. And I will support that. It says in Proverbs 16 verse 3, where it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. If this person doesn't have a plan, I always look at it like this. If a guy does not have a plan, what is the point? I think when God created men and women, especially when he created women, it was mentioned as if we were supposed to be helpers, right? And how I look at that is that if I'm going to help you, you need to need help with something. You need to have something. So if you don't have a plan ahead of you, then I think it's a waste of time, right? Or if your plan that you have does not include me, why am I there, right? So that's one thing I wanted to make sure that you're paying attention to. Are they clear in what their intentions are? What is it that they're looking for from you? And that's a huge tell if they're ready to commit. Number 2, inconsistency. Somebody will say to you, hey, I want to do this with you, but then they do something else, or they change on you last minute, or they'll say, I'm going to call, but they don't call, or they'll text. You know what I mean? Inconsistency is a clear sign that somebody's not, they don't take you that seriously. They don't respect your time and your effort and your space enough to make sure that they are treating it as it's important. And I wanted to support that with James 1:8. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So that tells you a person that somebody who does not say what they mean and mean what they say is a person that's double-minded. It changes with the wind, or it changes with how they feel without considering how that's going to affect you. So that is a clear tell-all. Somebody that does not do exactly what they say they're going to do, lack seriousness, and may not be ready to commit, or just does not take you seriously. I'm hearing all these things in the background. I hope it doesn't mess up the video. But anyway, guys, let's continue. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, poor communication. Now, I do believe that many people struggle, you know, with proper communication. Some people are, you know, they may struggle with expressing themselves properly. Some people may express themselves through anger. Some people may say too much. Some people may speak and not listen. There's so many different ways we could have barriers in our communication. I do believe that a person that is interested in communicating with you is open to adjusting their communication style. That means if they're interested, they want to do that, they may not be saying it or communicating it to you the way that they should. And so if you are a communicator and you open the door for that or create that space for them to talk about it, then they should also be ready to have that conversation, right? Be ready to say, hey, here's where I am, here's what I'm looking for, and here's where I want to go. Hey, is it just that you don't know how to express what you're feeling, or is it that you're playing games, for lack of a better word, or a way to say you love somebody, you care about somebody, you want them to know that you care about them. It should either, if it doesn't come out in your words, it come out in your actions. And so I believe that you will always know, as a woman or as a man, you will know if another person care about you, if another person loves you, or if another person is interested in doing this life with you. If not, you will also know, right? So we just don't want to ignore those things. All right, so number 4, avoidance of boundaries. If a person wants to commit to you long term, this person will respect your boundaries, will show that, will show you that they are, one, respectful of you. They pay attention to what are your values, what are you interested in, what do you care about, what you don't like, you know what I mean? They are open to that, and you will know. For instance, you know that's something that is disrespecting my values, but you're doing it anyway. That's a clear sign that you don't respect my boundaries, you don't respect, and that's just one example. You don't respect me as a person, and you don't respect what we have going on. We talk about cheating all the time. If you are dating somebody and they're disrespectful with women, or they talk to you any way, that is not a person who cares if you want to leave. That's not a person who's willing to do long term with you, because it's whatever for them, it's about them. And you want to make sure that you are paying attention to those. It may seem small to some people in the beginning stages, but it's a huge significance as time go by. All right. Would be 1 Thessalonians reminds us basically to live honorably, right? Make sure that you're honoring others, you're respecting others. Make sure somebody that you care about, you want to make sure that you're honoring that person. You talk to somebody about something that you are not comfortable with, or it makes you feel sad or whatever, and that person still does it. That is not somebody that is respectful to you or is interested in anything long term. Let us move on to the 5th one. If you are looking for a long-term commitment, you want to make sure that you are not caught up with a person that is just all focused on the physical aspect of things. Because if that physical thing is not there, then you have nothing left. Do you understand? So, and I say this to say that it doesn't mean that a person, physical aspects don't play a role. I'd be lying to you. But what I want to say is you don't want to be with a shallow-minded person, a person that is consistently maybe tearing you down for your parents or whatever it is. Because the way I look at that is, if the physical aspect of things weighs so much, or the physical aspect of things is 90% of why you want to spend time with me or commit to me, and God forbid something happens, life changes, the physical is not as it used to be, guess what? Chances are you're gonna look for the physical somewhere else. So you want to make sure, pay attention to how that person operates with you when it comes to the physical aspect of things. They'll always say something or do something that will make you feel as though that is so much more important than what than the other things that should also be considered in committing to someone. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, it states that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. So yes, do I feel like we're supposed to take care of our bodies? Absolutely. I do feel like we're supposed to take care of ourselves. However, I do feel like taking care of it for self is very minimal. Taking care of it as a vessel for the Holy Spirit is way more important. And if we focus on that, we'll take care of what's on the inside of us, and everything else will trickle over, right? Because a lot of the times we look really good, our body is all up to par, but what's in our hearts, what's on the inside of us, you understand what I'm saying? So I think, yes, you take care of your body. It's a vessel, you treat it as such, but you treat it as a vessel for God, not a vessel for the world. And that's the difference. All right. Number 6, guys, number 6 is, if you are a person that is, I keep hearing in the background, if you're a person that is into growing spiritually with God and having a relationship with God, you do not want to be with a person that is not on the same page with you. That is a red flag, is being with somebody that does not have any interest at all of having a relationship with God. This person doesn't pray, this person doesn't read their Bible, this person doesn't ask you about, they don't go to church, they don't have any interest in what's going on in church, nothing. And I believe a leader, somebody that's going to lead a family, is supposed to have a relationship with God, because how else are you going to lead? How else are you going to lead? Right? And I think sometimes it takes you to introduce them, because I feel like we're disciples. Sometimes it takes you to introduce the other person, but there has to be a sense of interest. When you see a person that you're interested in committing to, this is going to be lifelong. And if you don't have a sense of interest in understanding what's going on or becoming one with that person, then that's a clear sign that that's unequally yoked, right? The Bible tells us, who was it? In 2 Timothy 2 verse 22, it encourages us to pursue righteousness together. So if a person is not interested in growing with you spiritually or on the faith journey with you, that's a person that may be lacking interest in committing to you. Number 7, somebody that is interested in committing to you will also be interested in your dreams, your aspirations, the things that you want to do in life. So if that person is not interested or doesn't show any interest in what's going on in your life, that is not a person that takes you seriously, and that's not a person that is interested in committing to you, especially not long term. They don't care. They don't care about what's happening with you. So that's a clear sign. And this is why I say it's so important to have a partner that has share the same values as you, because then you'll be in at least the same book, and over time you can work on getting on the same page. But if you're in a totally different, you're not even in the book that I'm in, to me that spells issues, right? The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 4:9, it says 2 are better than 1. So if you have a true partner, you know what you could accomplish when you work together, when you both are on the same page or pushing each other, making sure that you both are working together to achieve your mutual goals and individual goals. It's just so much easier, right? It's not perfect, but it's a lot easier than pulling apart. Okay? You definitely want to have somebody that's supportive and uplifting and helps to motivate you, because we need that at some point in our life or another. Number 8, if you have a person that has no interest in meshing or meeting your family, or even bringing you to meet their family, need I say any more? That is not a person that is interested in committing to you. Not a person that cares. I know somebody's interested in you when they, you know, that little butterfly feeling in the early stages, they want to tell everybody about you. They do. They might hold it together, but they still feel it. But if somebody's trying to keep you away from their family, not wanting to, even if they don't do it right away, but there's no mention of it, and if it's something that you bring up because it's important to you, and there's still no movement, that is a clear sign that somebody is not interested in committing to you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'll say this. If a person is not willing to integrate you or integrate you into their life, they're not serious about you. They're still on the edge. And you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that stuff. Okay, number 9. We're almost done here, guys. We have 2 more to go. Number 9, frequent neglect. In Matthew 6:21, it says, "For where your treasure is, there is your heart. There your heart will be also." And I'm telling you, that is a dead giveaway. When a guy or a girl is going to tell you that I did not call you because I was too busy, or I did not look for you because it was too busy, or for whatever reason, guess what? That means you're not that important to them. I guarantee you, a person that is interested in you in that way will make the time. Nobody's ever too busy for something that they care about. And that is a clear giveaway. You don't want to ever take that. If somebody says, oh, I just didn't have the time, or this happened or that happened, or things consistently take precedence over what should be happening with you guys, that person is not, maybe not even they may not even be as interested as you think. Sometimes they are somewhat interested, but for different reasons, not for a long-term commitment. And you want to pay attention to those things. I absolutely believe that when somebody cares about you in a specific way, nothing is going to stop them from showing up for you the way that they're supposed to. Nothing at all. So that's a clear red flag. All right. And then number 10, you do not want to be with a person that consistently talks about I, me, you. That's a clear separation in their mind. There's no plans of you guys combining. A person that wants to be with you or wants to commit to you will often say things like, oh, we can do this. Let us do this. They show some kind of interest, or they incorporate, they try to put themselves in what's going on with you or add you to what's going on with them. That is a person that's thinking about committing. That's the person that's taking you seriously. That's the person that wants you to be with them. A person that says a lot of I's, that's a person that has a plan for themselves that you're not included in. And you don't want to make the mistake, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to build their plans. You're going to neglect yourself, running after a person that didn't even include you in the first place. So that's a clear red flag. We don't want to make those mistakes. 2 people are together, they work together, they commit together. You don't commit to that person and that person commit to themselves. That's not how it works. Guys, with that said, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I think that's all I have. Make sure that you pay attention to those 10 signs. If there are more that you'd like to share, drop it down in the comment. If you like the video, leave me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel to be notified whenever there is a new episode. So with that said, and I apologize in advance for the noise in the background. As you can see, I'm in the back. Things are passing. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna love you guys and leave you until next time. Bye for now.